Director of Chinese Government. On the next morning edition from NPR News. You hear morning editions.
Oh boy, it's early. I get to leave early. I gotta turn down the radio. Yes, okay, there we go. Oh, my room was 90 degrees today. My room was hotter than outside. But we're having a little bit of a heat up here in Minnesota. I think it got to 87 today, maybe 88. After 58 last week. Hi. Can't see you, I'm driving, but I'm glad you're here. Make sure you thumbs it up, please. Thank you. So, got a lot to talk about, but I will talk about this. I think I can go. Nope, I cannot go. I will talk about this. I didn't have a co-teacher today in class. She had to do something at district offices, and the sub for her didn't come in until a half hour later, and he stood in the back of the room and basically had his hands crossed in front of him and looked at the class, and that's all he did. Didn't introduce himself. In other words, there was a warm body in the room, and I was still doing all the work. It's a bit frustrating, and I was like, oh my God, am I going to be able to handle this class all by myself? And you guys, I might go through a buffer zone, so just be patient. I'll pay attention. I'll stop talking when it's buffering. But beforehand, I was like, I had butterflies. Am I going to be able to handle this class by myself? Because, it's a lot of behaviors. A lot of good-hearted kids, but lots of behaviors, and I think I can do this. I was just worried. I was worried like a new teacher. I was trepidatious. I was like, I hope I can hold their attention for them to do. And I was able to teach my lesson. But was the lesson too easy? I don't know. I'm like, oh, well, I have them under control. I know that they know what they're trying to stay on task. They're working on staying on task. I just had to do a few reminders. The threat of having a new seating chart is always good, by the way, which I will do. That's not an empty threat. I will move you away from whoever you're doing this with. But the question, I remember having this question when I was working in a really, really rough school when I first started in the Twin Cities over on the north side of Minneapolis. It was really difficult. I think that's Lynx Acres. I can't see. I think I see her icon. Hi, good to see you. I was, after working in the school for a couple years, and that was my first English teaching assignment ever. Can I even teach English? Am I teaching? Or am I just managing? Am I a good classroom manager that keeps them busy? Or am I a good teacher who stretches their knowledge? And that's kind of how I feel about this class. I'm thinking that I am reaching all of my students. I'm looking at their work, and I'm seeing what I'm doing is not too easy, except for one boy, and I already had him moved out. I talked to him, I said, this class is way too easy for you. And he was like, yes it is. Yes it is. So I went right away to his counselor. I explained that this child should probably be in a more advanced English class, and noticing that he had mostly accelerated classes in every other class and had straight A's in accelerated English as an 8th grader, we went ahead and moved him to the next level, and he'll do just fine. He was well behaved. He was a good boy who did all his work and did it really well and really fast because it was way too easy. So we got him moved out. But the rest of my students, I think, are appropriately placed in a co-teaching class. So, Anyway, the thing about being a manager is you focused so hard on being a good manager. Is it translating also into being a good teacher, academic teacher? Great. So you can get kids to sit in a chair and hold a pencil, which is amazing now, by the way, that kids are holding pencils. But great, you can get them to do that. But what are they doing while they're doing that? Are they learning anything? Are they making themselves? Woo! Come on, dude. That's not okay. We have some messed up drivers here. I'm gonna move that a little bit. Okay. Oh, I couldn't tell that they were there. Anyway, academics. Am I lowering the bar too much? I don't think so. That we are identifying subjects, verbs, punctuation, capital letters, and making sure a sentence makes sense. I had a young man say that this made sense. Something like, the house chased the dog. Okay, that's the sentence. Does that make sense? Yeah, it does. I don't know how it made sense, but he kept insisting that it made sense. And then I said, how about the boy chased the dog? Well, yeah, that makes sense. I said, how does that compare to the house chased the dog? Well, the house was running after the dog. Does a house have legs? No, but it makes sense. Oh, I don't think he was pulling my leg because he was getting very frustrated with me. So we just let it alone, and he did change it to the boy chased the dog. But he couldn't understand why that didn't make sense. If I do this, is it better? He really couldn't understand why that didn't make sense. So, that's one of my... So we just... I think we're working at the right level. I have the program I'm using, the University of Kansas Writing Strategies, leaves room for a kid to move ahead, move along faster if they're going faster. So I'm going to make sure that their writing sheets are available and they can just come get it if they feel like if this is easy. But they have to check with me first, because sometimes kids think something is easy and then they're labeling, they don't know the difference between a subject and a verb. Now, why is that important? Why is it important that they know their grammar? Well, it makes it a lot easier to write. It also means that we are speaking a common language, and we also know that if we know that this is what a sentence has, it makes it easier to write a paragraph. You know, a sentence has to have certain things in it. Subject, am I there? I got a phone call. Sorry about that. That's supposed to be off. Anyway, I don't know who that was. Rochelle, hello. Alyssa, hello. Good to see you. I'm driving and I'm at a stop sign, so I was able to look, but I can't look otherwise. So, subject, verb, makes sense, capitalization, all that. When we know all of this, we can speak a common language. I can tell them, oh, shoot. Okay, these people, I don't like how people drive here. We'll soon be moving on to prepositions and being able to tell what a preposition is and how you make sure that you're not, that kid goes to our school. How you make sure that preposition doesn't get mistaken, something in that preposition doesn't get mistaken for the subject or the verb. Anyway, am I a good classroom manager? I discovered today, yes, I still have it. I haven't had to use these skills in a while. You know, when I'm teaching big dance classes, the music does it for me, and me insisting that we do what we're doing does the work for me. I'm sorry about the sun. But in this English class with someone with high needs and the behavior that I see, I haven't had to use these skills for so long. I was afraid that it wasn't going to show up. You know, I was really afraid it wasn't going to show up, and I was going to end up with a class that was just straight chaos. Well, it wasn't. It wasn't at all. It was very well managed. We were able to get through what we needed to get through. I was able to identify that one of my boys needed to be in a more advanced class, and I was able to get the work done. The work got done, and it got done well, and it got done on time, and I was able to work with the two that need, the absolute two. Now, there are more that need one-on-one, but there are two that have to have one-on-one every day for much of the period. So I can sit down and explain explicitly and work through problems with him in his writing. So all this technical stuff that you remember, we're doing the technical stuff so the other stuff can get better. We're going to try to transfer that to our journal writing. So tomorrow I'm going to ask them, after we do our journal, I'm going to ask them to pick any one of their journals that they've done. By the way, we're coming up on the west side. You know what that means. It means I'm probably going to buffer. But we're going to pick one of our journals and fix the punctuation. That's the goal. Capitalization, punctuation. Fix the capital, because none of them are punctuating anything in their journals. They're just writing. So if they can do that with one of them, then we're gonna, that'll count as a 25-point assignment, is taking something we have written ourselves and make it better. Add that punctuation, add that capitalization. Sounds minor, but if you're learning the language, if you're a struggling reader or writer, all of that, this working with your own work to make it better it'll be more meaningful. Unless, of course, they pick the one where they wrote 200 words, 200 words, 200, no, not 200 words, 75 words, 75, this one of the kids in this class, 75 words, 75 words, 75 words for the entire page for 10 minutes. He wrote more than 75 words. It was just the same 75 words. Ninth graders. Oh my, I'm not buffering. That is amazing. Am I buffered? Oh, and then we have a cast member who's not quite sure if she's going to stay with the show because she works two jobs. And all sorts of responsibilities at home. And the only thing I could say to her is, you have to go with your gut. You have to make the decision. I told her that it is possible to recast her role, but she was the best voice for it, so it would be very sad, but she's got to make that decision on her own. So lots of tears today in that case. You know, teenagers think they're superhuman and they can just do anything. They think they can load it on and load it on and load it on. I have a young woman who is 3 o'clock in the morning until 9 and starts her homework after she eats something. But she has to work two jobs. So, but they think they're invincible, and that's how we get a lot of sickness, is they're working themselves too early to death. So we always have to tell them that they need to make their own choices here and talk to their family and all of that. So, oh goodness, I got to come home early. How nice is that, right? Let's see what's going on in the chat before I head inside. You know it's Taco Tuesday, but I also have a video premiering. Let me see if I can. I have a video premiering tonight. So what's going on? I'm going to go way back. Have you ever read How to Talk So Kids Will Listen and Listen So Kids Will Talk I'm working on my way through the swim book. Okay, good. Oh, wait, you go, wait a ways again. Good afternoon. Yes, yes, yes. That sounds like a good book. I was taught a huge amount by my grammar from learning French. Yep. Anytime you learn a language, you have to focus on grammar. Okay, good. Once a good teacher, always a good teacher. Thank you. Boss Life Online. What did you... Oh, no. Cancel. I almost removed you, Boss Life. Boss Life. Thumbs up to live. Thank you. Sounds like you're actually a really good teacher. I hope so. Subscribe. Uh-oh. Yep. That is right, Lynx. Okay. Do read alouds? Yes, we do. We absolutely do. I read to my 9th graders. They love it like kids love it, you know, so it's fun. Oh, sorry. Hi, let's travel with Parma. Hi, I was buffering. That's probably a signal that I need to get off, but I forgot what I was saying. Oh, premiere 7 o'clock Central Standard Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I hope you'll be there. Come on. It's windy out, so I gotta go. You guys, it's windy out, so I gotta go.